Shack. Safe, happy, and creative. Stay home and craft. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and we're all set to doodle for another hour or so together. Stay warm, chill out, bit of yoga for the mind. Who's here with me? Let me just check. And also, Stuart's in the building with us this morning. So if you have any questions, then Stuart's your man. Paul's not here today. He's got to go to a funeral, which is not so good. So, but he'll be back tomorrow for Groovy Tuesday. Good morning. Come on in. Good to have your company. And what's the weather like where you are? Typical English, that is, isn't it? First thing you ask. Weather good? Weather bad? It was a bit overcast yesterday here, a lot of rain as well, but Saturday was glorious. What about where you were? Yeah, just nice. Nice to be with you again. Get back in the saddle on a Monday morning and do a bit of doodling. I do enjoy that. I've got something really cool lined up, so I thought you might enjoy that. And grey and rainy here. Where are you, Yvonne? Are you in England? I think you're in Sweden or somewhere up there in Scandinavia. Let us know, or maybe I'm dreaming. Good morning, Barbara. I hope you are well. Thank you, Angie. I am very well indeed. Yes, I am. Last week I felt quite rough actually, but I just ploughed through it. But thank you so much for supporting on TV if you did. We had a really busy couple of days on Thursday and Friday on Create and Craft, I can tell you. So the Clarity elves are downstairs picking and a packing like crazy, trying to get all those orders out now. Yeah, so that's fine, all good. Everything's calm. The waters are calm here, and I'm quite glad for that because there's so much turmoil and so much. You really can just take it one day at a time. Everybody's got something going on. Isn't that the truth? How about you? You know, everybody's got something going on. And I was saying the other day, you know, you get into a room and you pour all your problems out onto the table and you let other people do that. And I'm telling you, within an hour, you'll be rummaging around looking for your own problems because you'd rather have them than anybody else's. And it's the truth, isn't it? You know, I always think that's the great leveler when I think of it like that. I love Linda's Christmas treasure plates. Yes, we do too. Mary, good morning, all from Somerset. Good morning, all from Somerset. You're not all from Somerset. Sorry. Good, just around the corner from us. Amazing TV shows, Barb. Thank you very much, Ken. Great products, great samples from the design team. Never let us down. Yeah, really lovely gear. And I really liked those, the stamps, the doodle stamps from Tina Cox. God, I like those. Hours of play. You know, the tiles and the discs. If you didn't get a chance to see them, they are quite something. In fact, I'll do a little blog this afternoon. I'll do a little vlog this afternoon so you can see them. barbaragrayblog.com. And yeah, nice, really nice stamps. Right, so what we're doing today, it's 10 o'clock, we're in the building, let's get cracking. Annette, the sun is trying to come out. The sun has got its hat on to match your cheery top. Yeah, everything else is in the washing machine. You know, starting to edge towards Christmas when I start putting this on. Good morning, Elizabeth. Yeah, so come on, let's get cracking. You see, with my new varifocals, I can see long distance. This is great. Anyway, yeah, let's get started. If I'm a little bit disjointed, it's because my head is all over the place this morning, but there's nothing wrong. I just woke up with a right old washing machine spin cycle going. Do you sometimes get that? And I'm very hopeful that our hour of doodling and focusing on this will help. Yeah, it's just so much going on, people. There's so much going on. Trying to steer and navigate a business through these times, through these waters, is quite something, you know. And so there are so many things going on, and I've got a handle on it. But I also know that, for example, if I get with my hands, like with you good people this morning, and stay there and focus on little things, right? My head sort of realigns. It kind of reboots, and it helps me massively, which is why I think the shack exists, because that was what we needed at the time. Good morning, Beryl. Just caught you out the corner of my eye. Lovely to have your company, Mrs. Shepherd. Yeah, so you see, that's why we're doing this. Yesterday, I locked myself in the garage and did pottery from early until evening. Yeah, I did, because I just knew I had to sort my head out. And that's my solution. That's the way I do it. It beats wine all day long. True. So let's have a little recap of where we were last time, because of course last Thursday we couldn't get together because we were on telly. That's why. So last Thursday, what we did, we used these lovely stamps and the mica powders to make a landscape. Do you remember? So we were kind of exploring. That was the word of the week, exploring. That was the one that I worked towards, and that was the one we did together. Cool, eh? I really like this look, and you can see the gold there. There you go. You see it shimmering. I've signed it, and you can see that I've used one of our embedders on it to give it that classy faux printing press look. So that was where we went last Monday, and so I was thinking, where should we go this week? Because we're together Monday and Thursday this week. And I thought, you know, before we did this, we did some really nice flower doodles. We did the poppets, and then before that, we did the flower doodles. So you may recall this one. Do you remember that? We really liked doing this. Let's call it a tulip. So we did the tulip and the funky tulip, and we worked out how to space out. We really enjoyed the panels. I remember we enjoyed it so much that we then went on and we did another one with a rose. Do you remember the roses? So that came out, and that was when, and we were using our mica powders to get a shimmer going, see? And then on the rose, we started painting. So we got this really lovely pearlescent effect. Do you remember? So we were using our perfect pearls. That was this. Remember we started using these? So we might investigate them a bit further. I tell you why, because I want to use the blue and the white one together for the next project. So what I was doing was I was thinking, and I thought, there's a start of a really beautiful collection here of panel stamps. I can see it. And I thought, I know, why don't we involve you and draw another 2? So that we've got like 4 for the year, if you know what I mean. So I thought, right, tulips, spring, yeah. And then I thought roses, summer, late summer, but summer nonetheless. And then I thought, right, dahlias. So I've got my dahlias, I've done them. And snowdrops, they're in the early. So you can see my sketching, you see where I go with this stuff, right? So I thought, yes. And then I thought, right, we'll do the snowdrops first, even though really at the moment you should be doing the dahlias with the beautiful, brilliant oranges and the glorious colours of those leaves at the moment. I can't believe, you know, even on the drive into work, look at that red, look at that orange, look at that red, look at that yellow. It's just glorious. And our ginkgo tree's just turning yellow in the garden too, just spectacular. So I thought, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start with the snowdrops. My rules. I'm on the bus. I'm the driver. We're going to do the snowdrops first, even though they're really a January thing. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be chronological. 1, because they're easier than the dahlia, and it's Monday morning. And 2, because we can use our perfect pearls brilliantly to colour the snowdrops. because they are white with a tiny, and if you want to get something really white, you add a little flash of blue, don't you? So let's do snowdrops. Let's doodle the snowdrops today. Yeah, let's have a look. I know it's a bit scrappy, but you wait. When it's done, it'll be glorious, right? So you get your idea, don't you? So there's the larger one, and then there's the two little panels. Doesn't take long to sort that out now. Yeah, so we've got the snowdrops. We're going to put a pair in the tall panel, and then we've got these two. So I can either put the taller one there and then put that one up there, if you see what I mean. Haven't decided yet, but let's work on this one. How's that sound? Do you fancy try? Good morning, Pat. Morning, Pat Hoskins. And Nahida, I can see she's here too. Wonderbar. And Jane. Oh, do you know? And Beverly West. And Hilda. Who else is? Look at you lot. Ronnie, Leslie. Gee, I love this. It's like hanging out. It's as good as it gets for hanging out with a bunch of friends on a Monday morning. This is not like work, is it? Well, it certainly isn't like work for me. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like as if we were all just hanging out. You know, like we did at the spa. I was really lucky this time at the spa because I wasn't actually performing. I wasn't teaching. So I was able to mingle and hang out more. I really enjoyed it, you know. I get quite isolated in my life. But that's a choice that I make. It's a choice that I make. I think COVID plus my introverted personality. That's how it goes, isn't it? I know, and you think, she's not introverted. How can she be introverted and sit in front? Well, you might be surprised. I'm a very, very extroverted introvert. That's what I think. Because I believe that back in the day, it was socially unacceptable. It wasn't, you weren't going to get very far if you were an introvert. So you had to get your big girl's pants on and get out there and be heard and be seen. And that's the truth, isn't it? And but I'm happiest in my garage alone doing pottery. That doesn't smack of extrovert, does it? So let's have a look. We're going to go with the snowdrop first. And the first thing we're going to do is take a piece of stencil card. Can we? I might hang on to that. This is what we need. Way, sorry about that. Right, we need a piece of stencil card, which is, it's got to be about 7 by 7, isn't it? 7 by 7 inches. And then I need a ruler. This is a centimetre ruler, but it doesn't matter. It's not a science project. It's just a, and what we're going to do is make the panels so that it gives us somewhere so that we know where we're headed. Otherwise, you need something, don't you? And then what we'll do is we'll make the panels, and then the doodle lines around the outside. Where's my pencil gone? We'll put the doodle lines around the outside of this. It just gives us somewhere to go, okay? And if you're wondering what all these numbers are, these are for your benefit. So you could call that 1/2 inch, or you could call it 2 centimetres, 2 centimetres, 3/4 of an inch. It looks to me like 3/4 of an inch. But, you know, so what we're going to do is take our, first of all, we just need to make the panels. And to keep them equidistant, and this one is a bit of a moving feast because I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to put the little one, tall one. So I'm just going to make 2 panels like this. Now, I'm going to use the Perga ruler because it was the only one I could find in here. I'm working from the office this morning. Have I got something under here? It feels like it's on a bow. No. Right, so let's have a look. I'm going to go hence the 2 centimetres, 2 centimetres in and 2 centimetres up. So the good thing about, so there you go. Hang on. 2 centimetres up and 2 centimetres in, make a dot. And then we'll do the same on this end. 2 centimetres in, 2 centimetres up. That'll do. So we'll do that on all 4 corners. So we go like that again. In we go. 1, 2. That'll do. 1, 2, and that'll do. Right, let's just get this, let's just get our, what we want to do is just get our orientation, right? So then here, while we're here, we're going to go to the center. So according to me, let's have a, just bear with me a minute. 15. So it's 18. So 9 is the middle. Let's just do that for a minute. So I can go like that, and I can put, I'm going to put a 9 there, right? Okay, so 9 centimeters in. Did you know that 7 inches is 9 centimeters? There you go. We just learned that. Just about, anyway, as near as damn it. 9, that'll do. Right, so that's the middle. So then what we're going to do is put the center part of the ruler there. Right, I can see it on the dot there. I've still got a sore throat, you know. Right, there we go. And I'm going to go one that way and one that way. So there's the 9, 1, 1. Does that make sense? It's just to make the center lines. You've got to kind of, you'll work out your own way to do this. All right, let's have a look. There's a 9. Out we go. There's the center. So I'm going to go 1 there and 1 there. Right, so according to my theory, I've got a box there and I've got a box here. Like that. So because I'm actually going to draw on this one, I want to do this really, really lightly. So what pencil shall I use? 2H. Have a look. HB would be probably better. Use HB, a bit softer. Bit softer. Easier to rub out. Right, here we go. Really lightly. Like that. Very, very gently. And if you're saying, well, I can't see it, good, because it means I've got a chance of rubbing it out. All this is a guideline for me. Gently, gently, gently. Okay, because we're not using tracing paper for this job. We've decided we're going to keep it simple and keep the shack simple. There you go. And then this one on that side, we don't have to even worry about that right now, do we? But we know the box is there. But that's my panel now for my snowflake. Snowdrop snowflake. Good start. Come on in. So have you got a panel or something akin to a panel? I do hope so. What does that say? Hang on, I've got to look through the top of my glasses. See, I told you, I start nodding at you. Does that mean there's 183 people in the room? Can you imagine if we all got together for a cup of tea? God, that kettle would be on all day, wouldn't it? Right, come on then. Let's get going. Got a pencil, what are you going to use? I'm using an HB. So I need a pencil, bog standard. I need a wubber. I'm going to use my eraser. And what you got to remember is I've already done it. I've done it more than once as well. I can tell you, look, I've done it twice just to be sure. Yeah, of course I have. So I wanted to make sure, I wanted to know how far out I can go. Do I want to come out? Yes, I do. Yada, yada, yada. So I've got my, the more you do it, the better it gets, right? The easier it gets. But what I suggest is that we do a snowdrop head on a piece of copy paper before we begin. Then that way your rubber won't be so necessary, okay? So let's take a piece of copy paper and let's just break down the snowdrop. Do I keep saying snowflake? Because I don't mean it. I can hear snowflake running around in my head. Right, come on. Put that to one side and let's have a look at these snowdrops because they're quite easy if you kind of deconstruct them. So let's have a look at mine and then we'll have a look. Let's take that one. That's quite a nice one. Come on. Okay. And you know, if we take a look at the snowdrop, I think the first thing to do, they do hang down, don't they? They don't look at the sky. They usually drop down. They're quite heavy flowers for the little tiny stalks they're on. So probably what we want to do is just let's just get used to the fact that we're going to Give it a lovely curve like that. That's going to be the curve of the stalk. Yeah? And then we can always add the other one later. Let's have a look at this one first. So what you want to do, really, it's like a bauble. You want to give that just a little piece like that. We can always change the shape afterwards. And then if you look at it like this, it's almost like a big C. Do you see? Do you see? See? Do you see the C? Right. So now, and this is what's going to control the angle. So you could, if you point the C that way, it will go out further. See? See? If you bring it down, if you bring it in, wherever you put the C, that's the angle of your, you could make it really modest and tuck it right in and bring the C in like that. You can always change this bit. Right? So let's just assume that we're going to drop it down like this. It's dropping down. So we could turn this round and we could just write a big C there, like that. See, you could bring it in further that way. You could take it up like that. You've got a lot more control over this. And then you can make it fatter or thinner, whatever you like. There you go. And I tend to, when I'm drawing, I tend to levitate. You know, when I say you hover, it's like you draw it in the air before you draw it. And then that way you get your eye in. You can draw it invisibly first. So for example, now I've drawn my C, but before I did that, I just did that a couple of times to make sure that I'm happy with that. And then for example, now I'm going to look at now I'm going to do almost like these little curtains. See? So if you do that, then you're going to draw, let's have a look, maybe like that. See, so you draw it in the air before you draw it. There you go. See, draw it in the air before you commit. There. So that's quite nice. So there's the curtains. There's the big C. See, I'm coming out a bit with this C. I think maybe I want to come out a little bit more. Like that. Sketchy. See? And then you've got the bulb on the inside here, this little bit on the inside. So then I'm going to bring that in like so. Yeah. That's not hard, is it? And then then in the background, but before we do the background, let's just turn this round. Right, let me show you a little trick. If we tuck this in now, like that, just bring this in so it drips in like that. So in it goes like that. It's like a cup, really. Okay. So now let's put the ones at the back in, tiny, like that. Okay. And now we've put these little, like that. We can bring that round so it turns into a, like that. See? So this now is actually a cup. Do you see what I mean? So that comes round and it goes in like that. There. So when you look at mine, it goes like that and then it comes there like that. See? Put the cups in. So this is quite a thin one, right? But it's lovely, isn't it? Look. See? And if you look at snowdrops, what they've also got is really thin, wispy little bits of grass. Are you happy with the shape of your snowdrop yet? This is a lovely thing to do, you know. They're so beautiful and so delicate. And you know, in the winter, well, I don't know if we'll ever have, well, I hope we have snow again, but you know, you remember in the old days, in the good old days, in the winter, and then you'd see these little white flowers appearing under the trees, usually in the woods and that, and in the garden. And you knew it was like new beginnings. It was the beginning of the new year, and it was a fresh start. It was always an uplifting thing to see these little snowdrops peeping through. They're the most resilient little fellas as well, aren't they? You know, because they always come out when it's really cold and everybody wants to stay indoors, and out pop these little snowdrops. I think there's something quite comforting about nature. You know, with all the turmoil and all the chaos that man is creating in the world, Mother Nature, she just keeps going, doesn't she? Despite, I mean, she's having to change and we're forcing change, let's face it. But, you know, The seasons are still discernible. In our lifetime, they're still discernible as seasons. We've had a hot summer, hotter than usual, but the leaves, true to form, just like Mother Nature ordered, the trees are shedding their coats now, just as they always do, as they always have done. All the deciduous leaves are tumbling now. Isn't it something I find that quite comforting. I do. I find that quite, regardless of what's going on, the sun rises and the sun sets. The moon comes up, the moon goes back down again, or we turn around and there it is. So, it's quite interesting that in the scheme of things, with all the chaos, with all the mental stuff that's going on, sometimes just to sit with a cup of tea and look out at the garden and say, yeah, there you go. Mother Nature, she's shedding those mantles again. There go the leaves off the trees. And here come the dahlias. Oh, hang on a minute. And those trees, they're evergreens. They never lose their needles. And look, here comes a snowdrop. And it just is quite something, It's quite powerful, isn't it? Because it's just... we're doing our damnedest to change it, aren't we? We seem to be hell-bent on creating chaos for nature, but she just keeps on track as much as she can, despite us. Okay? So let's get back to this doodling. I really like this particular little flower because he's a proper little trooper. See, and then you've got your little wispy bits. See? It's quite nice. You got a good shape going there. And if you think, right, well, I'd prefer to do a rounder one. Well, let's try a different one. Let's cut across now, and let's make, so we want to come to about here. This is where we want to bring about there. Yeah, maybe a bit lower. Right, so we can come round like that. There you go. Nice. Lovely curve. Now, again, we're going to decide now. Let's put a little bauble, from a Christmas bauble. Let's put that in. Now, where are we going to put our C this time? Which angle do you want on do you want it to come down? If you want it to come down, then do it now, because this will create whether he's looking down or this dictates the angle. Let's put a bit of a C on there. I'm going to go like that. There you go. Put the C in, find the middle, put your curtains in. It's not a hard flower to draw at all. Dahlia next week. Woohoo! Why not, eh? I'm not even a big fan of dahlias, to be fair, but when that's not fair. When you stop and stare and properly study the dahlia, is quite spectacular, isn't it? Like the chrysanths, there's just so many petals and so many colours, and the different hybrids, just staggeringly beautiful. These big blooms. And I just thought it'd be nice to try that. Let's give it a go, eh? So we've got our curtains, got our little bit there. That'll help us. So we get a little sweep in like that. Drapes. Then we'll pop the ones at the back in, just because we can. And then we'll tuck in. Gives it that sweep around, gives the illusion. And then we'll put a little curve in there, little wispy bit. There you go. And there, my friends, let's try the leaf. So the leaves are quite tall and willowy, delicate, just like the flower. Put another one in there. Here we go. It's not a difficult flower to draw. Should we put another one in there? There you go. There you go. There's your snowdrop. Who said? Something about that angle there that I'm not happy about. I keep going back to it. So when in doubt, I've just got a feeling it needs to come out a bit more. There. Now you're cooking. Love it. See? And as far as let's do this. A really thin, keep your eye on the road ahead. We haven't decided yet which is back and which is front. We can do that when we ink. There we are, my friends. So, hat, C, curtains, centre bulb, in bit, bring the curtains round like that, and then tuck it in. Sorted. There you go. Boom. Okay. And the more you do, the better you'll get. And the better you get, the more you'll want to do. How's that? Are we happy with that? Yes, we are. Okay. So now we could transfer this to our cards. You happy to do that? I've got coffee today. I'm a bad tea drinker, but every now and again, coffee's quite good, isn't it? I thought I'm nervous and jittery enough. Let's give me some caffeine as well, just to sort it out. Right, come on then. Have you got your fresh piece with your doobry? Because that is what dictates. See, it's quite big. I'm going to have to come down in size a little bit on this one. But you know what helps now, because we've got our frame to work around. What will help here will be the arches, the two stalks. They will help. They will dictate the size. They do automatically. It just happens by itself. So let's take this one here. Is that one better? Can you see that one? Which one do you want to watch? This one or that one? You can see them both, can't you? Right. HB pencil, and then we'll put our stalks in and our C's, and then we can work around that, can't we? So if I'm gonna see, it's quite big. Maybe I want to go with a smaller one. No, I'll do. Right, come on, Gray, you can do this. Right, so I'm going to come into about here, and I want my stalk about there. So that's where my C is going to be. So you know what I said about drawing, levitating when you draw? Yeah, that's it. Levitating when you draw. So I'm going to go up like that, and then I'm going to come round like that. So it's going to go from here, the stalk, okay, about there. And I'm not copying, I'm just going to go again. That'll do. So then I'm going to put my little hat there, and then my C there, and then I'm going to come around the outside for that. And then this one, I'm going to come round like this, and I'm going to, let me just start up here. Let's do this one first. Right, so in we go with that. I'm going to go lightly now. So if you can't see what I'm doing, it's because I want to ink it. Right, and then this decides how big my C is and how big let's get my C in. There you go. Like that. And that's going to be my curtains. Like that. That'll work. Might put that in a bit further like that. Then I'll pop my little the ones in the back as well. Then we'll bring this round, curl that round. There we go. Worry about the distance up, worry about the detail afterwards. That'll do. So I've got my first snowdrop in. And I've gone a bit. That'll do. Right, now, next one. Then we can always add the next one, I'm going to put the snowdrop about here. So I'm going to come round. Let's just get like that. That'll be nice. And then I'm going to decide on my angle for this. So I'm going to pop there we go. Can you see this all right? Should we come in a bit tighter? Maybe if I come in a bit tighter, you can see more. Is that better? Right, so then let's put the C in. So the C is going to go like that, outside of the box on this one. That's okay though, a bit arty, like that. That'll do. Because it's a little bit bigger, it might be the one that's at the front. I think I've just promoted this one. Right, here we go. So then that comes around like that, and that comes, here come the curtains. And then like that. I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating. There you are. And then that comes in like so. Cool. There are little tiny bits at the back. And we'll scooch that round and then bring there. Pretty. Who's doing this with me? Are you working with me on here? Eh? Now let's have a look. So we've got that and that. Now we're going to come in with our, let's have a look. We're going to come in with our little bits of greenery. Pretty. And a leaf. So I'm going to put a decent sized leaf, I think, here. Oh, look, I might come out around the outside. Come in the front. Like that. And then here we're going to put another leaf, I think. Let's have a think. Yes. Like so. And then possibly what would look really nice would be another one. What do I think? I wonder if I could bring it down from here. Was that too much? No, come on, Gray. Stick to the plan. Like that. That'll do. Then we could always bring it down like that. All right. There you go. Now we're rocking. And this one comes in over the front of that one for sure, because it's bigger. There we are. So this one just got pushed to the back. And it goes. It comes round the back like that. Sorted. There we are. Easy. Piece of cake. How are you doing? Have you done that? And I got it to fit as well, which I'm happy about. So there you go. There's the first one. Nice. Yeah, I like that. And I don't want to put too much pencil work down because, of course, we've got to ink it, haven't we? Cool. How'd you get on? Have you tried that now? So the next thing to do is have a look at the other panels. Yeah? Actually, before we do that, maybe we should put the swirls in because that will give us a good idea, a much better indication. So for example, now I'm going to have to swap this out. For example, see the swirls on that one? Okay. Let's have a look at the swirls on that one. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be the same. Just needs to be a swirl of some description. So here, for example, I won't copy it. I'll tie it into this. So I'm going to stay. What did we do on the other ones? Just bear with me a moment, because I reckon, yeah, exactly. See, sometimes you have to cast your eye back. See where you put the lines in? And just on the outside of that line, so we use the line as a kind of a guide, a straightener, and then we just, anything that we doodled, we went round the outside on it. So I won't look at it, I'm leaving that there for you, and I'm going to go for this. So you can't copy that and doodle at the same time. Impossible. So let's have a think. I'm going to go like that, and I'll come down here, and I think I won't. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to come, I'll come like that. Down we go. That's it. Then I'll come through here, and I'll stay on that line. I like these doodles. Right. And then when we get to there, I'll curl round. Nice. And then along the bottom, let's have a think. What do I want to do? I'll come along, and then I'll do a little swittle there, like that. That way round then. Okay, that'll do. Sometimes your hand just goes automatically, doesn't it? Let's do this one on this side. Obviously, I've got to stop when I get to there. So I think I'm going to go, I'll come from the top, and round we go, down. Nice. Then I think I'll curl it back the other way, stop there, keep going a little while. I think I might do one of those there. Nice. There you go. And if I think I've done too many swirls, well, I can always not ink them up, can't I? But I like this. Long, there we go. And then this one, I think I'll just do a straight piece like that. Hey, good. Nice doodles. See, now that gives me a better idea of what I'm going to do over on this side now, doesn't it? See, the thing about this as well is you can use the panels to create balance. So that's quite pretty now. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to look at these two little masterpieces. Hey, one of the things that I learned a long time ago, right, is that it's not over until it's over. You know, you got to have the idea, then you've got to kind of send the idea to your hand and sketch it out, make sure that it works, and then look how many sketches I've done, right, to get to where I got. So I've done one. Here we go. Look, I did it once, then I did it again twice to make sure that it worked what I was thinking. Then I did it 3 times because I did it with you, right, to show you, break it down into C's, and then 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 times before I get to that. You know, 4 times, and I think that's absolutely normal to sketch something. You can't expect to pick your pencil up and be able to go for it immediately. Very rare that happens. You know, like when I did the alphabet, the floral alphabet. You know, that's a lot of that is when you use the tracing paper layers. So you draw it on the tracing paper, and then you go again, and you go again, and you go, and you keep going until you're happy. You know, there are no experts on this bus. There are no experts, and there are certainly no judges. You know, and whatever it is, or whichever route that you need to take to get to a happy destination so that you're pleased with your work, it's your art and it's your road. And you may prefer to use tracing paper, you know, and do the layers, or it's entirely up to you. That doesn't mean that you're not good at what you're doing. It just means that's the way that you do the dishes. You know, everybody does them differently. So to never feel that if you're taking a different route to get to the same destination, you know, it's whatever's comfortable for you. So there you go. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. I'm doing this with you, Barbara. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Yvonne. So let's go now to the next one. So now we're going to look at the other two. I thought I did. Yeah, I did, of course. Here they are. I did a single one, so I thought that would be really pretty. And then I did one with a little bird, not open yet. So I thought, well, we could have a go at those two, right? But we won't put them on here yet, you know. We'll take our other scrap, the one that we were working on before. So now this should be quite easy to do. You want a little rinky-dink one. So bearing in mind that that's, for example, so you could make yourself a little box now, couldn't you? Put the single one down here. Let's put the single one here, and let's put the other one there. Let's just make the boxes for ourselves, and then it makes it easier. Right, so that's a sort of a rough idea of where we're going to go. So we put the one in there, and then we could put these little fellas. That one looks a bit ropey. That looks not too much like a snowdrop. Give it another go. Right, let's have a look. So we're going to put the snowdrop in there. So let's put the C in. It's a single one, isn't it? Because I'll tell you why. I want this one. I want the hat, if you like, or the the snowdrop itself is more centered than that because it's in front of the stalk. See, so it's a different game this time. So let's put our C, here we go. Let's put a C bang in the middle like that. That's quite nice. Don't want it too much bigger than these ones, or that'll look a bit weird. So that's going to be like that. Right, and then it's going to come, there's your, and it's going to go up like that, and then round behind. See? So that works. Then we'll put our, let's put our curtains in. So we've got our C, we've got our curtains. We're going to put our little bulb in the middle, little light bulb. Put the ones at the back in. And then we'll make our, okay. See? And then that's going to cut in like that. So you can bring them down a little bit, and that might be easier. And then we're going to put our little Christmas bauble thing on the top. There you go, that works, doesn't it? Now we've got our, now we can come round. So now we're going to go up and over and then like that. I love that shape. See, so it goes like that. And then we can put a leaf there and a leaf there. There we are. And you could probably, looks better. Look, I'm going to change what I'm doing here. Looks better taller. Because they are tall little things. See, mine was too squat. So it's going to come like that, round there, and to there. And then I've got my squiggles going on. So then I can bring my leaf in a bit further. Yeah, now we're cooking. Much nicer. Do you see? I almost feel I should have made him, see on that one I made him look down further. I prefer that. So I'm going to tip him right over. So he's like, so he's like that. Yeah, see? I'm getting bold now. Much better. See, just by tipping him a little bit, that's better. I might even tip him a bit more in a minute. How are we doing? See, it's all about these lines. Bit of balance. That's quite nice, isn't it? Cool, you can make a lovely little background. Look, you can see the lines already there. Hey, bit of grass. Yeah, here we go, look. Put a little house, bit of snow. Good, so now we know what we're doing. What I've definitely figured out is I need to start a bit further up if I'm doing this one. So, because I want him to be a bit longer, see? So that means that this one's, I'm saying it's going to be, my box is going to be a bit further up. Are we cool with this? Yeah, so let's have a look here. So I've got my box here. Right, how many, just to give myself a bit of a guide. So we've got about 14 centimetres there. So we're going to put, let's see if we do to there, to there. See what happens if I come up that far to about 8 centimetres. Meh. Okay. See what I'm giving myself there. That'll do. The jury's out on the upstairs. I'm just gonna go like that. I'm not sure yet, right? I'm not sure where I'm coming in on this one, but I reckon that it needs to be about here. There's the, just get my eye in there. There's my snowdrop there. There's my C. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for this tracing paper. Do you remember what we used to do? But I reckon that's about right. That's where it needs to be. Okie dokie. So it's going to be, it's a single one. So it's got to be a beautiful one. Let's get rid of that. We'll make a big, bold statement with this one. So, and he's pointing down, right? So we're going to point him down like this. There's our big C. Yeah? There's our bauble thing. That's going to come round like that. And yeah, nice. Okay, give that a go. And then we're going to put our curtains in. And then they don't always work, do they? But you can't. You've got the theory. And then that's going to come round like that. That's going to come round like that. I reckon this will work all right. It's quite a good one. Right, and then we'll bring that up like that. Right, that'll do for the minute. And then we're coming up and down. So it's going to go, I'm going straight up and then down like that. Perfect. That's pretty. That's very pretty. But then I think what I need to balance it out is some serious grass. Right, and then this one's also got the little thing there. That helps. That gives it a bit of height. There you go. And then I think we could probably do with another leaf there. Are we liking this one? There, like that. See, I don't want it to be too dark though, friends. That'd be nice. There, that'll do. So that's going to be... So I'm going to make my line there, because otherwise there's going to be no room for play with this one up here. Is there? No! Look, I went far too far on that one. That's all right. Get rid of that. I quite like those sort of drawings. You know when you see artwork and you can see the sketch, you know, the artist has left the pencil sketch in the background. Again, underpinning the fact that all artists try it out on scrap first. You know, Michelangelo did not just get his bucket of paint and climb up the ladder and start painting the Sistine Chapel. I put money on the fact that he sat down on the ground with some paper and mapped it out first. Sure. In fact, he probably had a team of people doing it for him. So that's that. That's that. That's that. That's lovely. Now let's do the squiggles on this one. I think I might want to... I could get in a bit tighter. Okay, here we go. And off we go. Nice. Right, and then here, I'm thinking, what do I want to do here? I like. You can't really go wrong with these squiggles, to be fair. But they need to always be different. I think that's the key. So we'll go along here now, and I'm gonna loop this round like so, and then down I come, and then round the other way. Nice. That's it. And then this one, don't want it to be too busy, so I think I'll go like that. Nice. That'll do. There we go. So that's that. That's that. Stop fiddling, Barbara. And then that one comes out there like that. That looks pretty, doesn't it? I like that. Less is more on that one. I feel like I need to put something over here, but I'm not going to. That'll do. That'll do. It feels like it needs to be thinner. But anyway, and then the last one is that one. So now I'm thinking I should have put that one there and put that one up there. But there you go. That's the joy of not inking it up straight away. That's better. So this one here is going to be a little baby one. A little... That one looks a bit weird. Right, give it a go anyway. So let's have a look. Do I think this is a bit too small now? Maybe. Definitely a bit small on it, isn't it, this one? But that's okay. I've got my idea. I feel like I should bring that down. Do you know what I'm going to do? At 11 o'clock, I'm going to go and get myself another cup of tea, and I'm just going to rejig this little fella ready for Thursday, because then on Thursday, when we get together, we can ink this and colour it, because I think that would be lovely. And well, actually, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So when we get together on Thursday, let's just say, do you know what? I've just had another idea. Okay, because there's no way I've got it. What I'll do is I'll put a little bud in this one, right? See that little fella there? I'm going to pop a bud in there. Let's see. Just a little tiny lone bud. I might have to move that, and I'll put a bud in there. And then up here, I'm not going to do another one, because look, this is so pretty. What about if we just wrote snowdrop, or new beginnings, or yeah, let's just leave this box as it is. Do you know what I mean? Let's just do a box. And then what we can do is, if we just make a box, nice. Okay. And then that box will be for a message, a sentiment. You can put anything you like in there. And if you can't write, then treat yourself to a pack of these. Look, the kiss stickers, beautiful. You could take one of the white kiss stickers and you could put any, look, just a little note in there. Thinking of you, celebrate with us. You are so kind. You are gorgeous. You are my sunshine. Yeah. Yes. Right, that's it. Change of plan. So we're going to put a single one in there with a little bird, and then we're going to leave that open to put, yeah, too busy, too big, too busy, never going to work. So I'll pop a little bud in that one. Nice. There you go. What else do I want to tell you? This week, so tomorrow, Paul will hopefully be back in the shack for Groovy Tuesday. So it'd be nice to see him again. And then there isn't any telly until Sunday. And on Sunday, I'm gracing your screens from 3 o'clock until 5 o'clock. And got some lovely, talking of alphabets, there's some proper Clarity Classics coming up. Beautiful size, just gorgeous. So that'll be interesting. And I hope that you enjoy that on Sunday at 3 to 5. And don't forget, on Thursday, we're together anyway, aren't we, at 10 o'clock? We'll give this another go. And then other than that, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope that, that you have a nice, relaxing, creative, safe, warm week. There you go. And I don't think I've forgotten anything. No, checks. It's all good. Yeah, enjoy yourselves this week. Make the best of it, and keep your eyes open for those beautiful, glorious autumnal colours, because those are the colours that we'll use in a couple of weeks' time when we've done the snowdrops. We're going to tackle those dahlias. Okay, so go easy, and Stuart, thank you for your help, and I'll see you on Thursday at 10 o'clock for some more snowdrops. Lots of love.